Hello again, it's me, Poprooks, and today we're going to look at a DPS hero concept to add to our hero concept series. I have no code name or actual name for him, so we'll just call him the hologram DPS concept. This concept is more for getting ideas out there for future heroes. While I will admit some of these together will not work, for instance, his abilities, I do think his abilities might be too powerful to put on one singular hero. But I do think all of these abilities should be put up for consideration, as they are in other hero shooters like Overwatch, like Valorant or Paladins. While they have differences, overall, the hero shooter genre does have these things on separate heroes. So I think it's okay to at least put it up for consideration, even if this concept would not become a final product. Let's begin with the goals for this hero concept. Now, my initial goals were to make Holoclone their gimmick, but not their primary function, make a flanker type hero, and then less outright damage, think more like Sombra rather than Soldier or Reaper. Firstly, they'll have 250 HP, 50 of this HP being shields, which is really funny considering my last video on Demon, how I mentioned how there's been a lot of heroes lately that just have shield health, but I just thought that was funny. So their passives are going to obviously be the DPS role passive, and then they have an additional passive called Holographic Alert. Basically, they just get a little pointer in the direction where their holoclone or holoport has been destroyed, allowing them to get a little bit of intel on the enemy. Next is their primary fire, Hollow Gun. Also, yes, everything starts with Hollow, get over it. Hollow Gun is made of some sort of light, maybe a subset of hard light. I'm not sure, but I thought it'd be really cool if their reload animation was them crushing the gun and then the particles burst out and come back into a new gun. I just think that'd be really cool. They will not receive a secondary fire because, again, overkitted is an issue that I and the devs have been running into, so I'm going to try my best to not give them things if I cannot think of anything. Next is their ability 1, called Hollow Clone. Basically, they'll send a perfect clone of themselves that'll move in a straight line in your facing direction. It has to be on the ground. It'll only have 50 HP and does nothing but potentially distract people. So I see an opportunity here to send out a clone and then you yourself walk a different time, but you walk in a straight line, so they think, oh, it's just the clone. So then if they don't shoot the clone after some time of just hitting this thing and it's just not giving them ult charge, then they'll stop, right? So the thought is, oh, if I send my clone in this one spot every time, eventually they'll stop shooting it. And once I no longer receive a notification from my holo alert that, hey, they killed your clone, maybe I can go and try and be the clone instead. Their ability 2 is Holoport. Basically, it's old Sombra TP when it was on a timer, and it is destroyable. Now, the exceptions to when you'll be sent back automatically, if you are CC'd like sleep, freeze, stun, and knockdown, you will not go back if you're in the middle of these stuns when it goes off, but things like a boop or a knock-up will not affect the teleport. So if you get booped off the map and you TP right before you die, you will not die. But if you get slept, it'll TP you as soon as your sleeping's over. Having the holoport have this kind of mechanic will probably help the issues that initial Sombra had, because even though it was on a timer, it was still just whenever you felt like it. And while yes, technically, if you were to get slept, you wouldn't be able to TP back. But if you clicked it right as you got slept, you would TP back, I'm pretty sure. So just to make sure you can't, you do not have any agency. It is as soon as the 7 seconds run out, you teleport. Lastly, their ultimate is called Hollow Shells. See what I did there with the spelling? Your pistol will turn into a rifle with 3 shots that go through walls. Now, it is only a 5-second ultimate, or unless you use all 3 of your shots. So either after 5 seconds or 3 shots, your ultimate will go down. It deals massive damage. It's good for a zoning ult, but unless you have a Widow, you're mostly just blind firing and hoping you hit somebody. Now, if you're really good, you'll probably listen to footsteps if you can hear them, but most people will just be blind firing for a zoning thing to scare people off. Now, this video is shorter than my Demon video, which is shorter than my Symmetra video, which is even shorter than my Lifeweaver video. But I think this is just an issue of me explaining things quickly and not trying to waste people's time. So I will try to make videos longer, but if I feel like I'm just saying words just to say words, I will not do that. And so you may get videos that are 5 minutes long, 7 minutes long, 4 minutes long, back to back, and then you might get like a 15-minute video if I have a lot to say. It really just all depends on if I feel like what I'm saying means anything or could mean anything. So with that, Pop Rock's out, and I'll catch you on the flip side.